welcome back to my channel. It's Monica for those of you who are new. So today we are trying out an entire face of J.Cat makeup. We are back to the full faces ... series. I have a whole face here. Hopefully this is gonna work out because so far the full faces have worked out usually the opposite of what I was expecting. So we're just gonna see. I kind of have high hopes for this, but I'm also just a little bit doubtful. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw my hair up and let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm gonna start off with is, of course, eyeliner. I've got the Rock and Glitz liquid eyeliner. I hope this is black. It says it's matte black. All right, there were a lot of different shades in this. I think there was like glittery stuff too that if this is good, I probably would be interested in. It looks like your standard packaging for eyeliner. It has a felt tip. So let's just go ahead and try it on. So far, it's applying well. It is definitely matte, but it's not entirely black. It's almost like a gray black, and you can see that. It is very matte though. I like that. Yeah, it's almost like so matte that it takes away the blackness of it. It's very gray toned. It's almost like a charcoal, which I like, but it isn't black. So let's go ahead and put it on the other eye. It is hard to go over it a second time because it's almost like it's so matte that it's a little dry. So it's hard to go in with like a second coat. Yeah, it's really tugging on this eye. That's weird because it didn't tug a lot on the right eye. That's a little bit better. I shook it up a lot and it seemed to help a little bit. All right, so that's what it looks like after I've completely applied it. I like it. It's not my favorite because of how hard it is to kind of work with when you're going in with like, you know, to kind of build it up. It is very, very matte. So I think it kind of has like a little bit of a dry formula, but not too bad or anything like that. So of course now is mascara. I got the faux fiber mascara. So I think it's like an actual fiber mascara. I've never tried one of these. I know that Thrive has one that everybody loves. So we're gonna see about this. It's got pretty standard packaging, not very exciting, just black. Let's take a look at the brush. The brush is, oh, this is like super dry. It's very, do you see how many like clumps there are in that? Well, I don't have a lot of hope for this, but let's just see here. It's putting absolutely nothing on my lashes right now. It's almost like this dried completely out. Yeah, no, this isn't gonna work. It's not building anything up. I've like put the wand back into the tube so many times. Look what happens when I pull it out. It doesn't make like a noise like a typical mascara does. It's just like really dry. That is so weird. All right. Well, I don't know what to do because I can't walk around like this all day. I guess I'll have to go put on my own mascara like I did in the last video with the full face. So yeah, I'm gonna just put on my own mascara and then we're just gonna go from there after that. I went ahead and put on mascara and also eye primer because I didn't have anything like that. I did try to apply this one again to see if maybe I could get it to work, but it is just so dry that I don't know if it's old or what, but it is just that nothing comes off of my lashes, and I didn't want to put something on that I knew I was gonna hate, and like there was no way that I was gonna be able to do a wear test of it if it didn't even show up. Now we're getting into eyeshadow, and I picked up the Extreme Access Pocket Shadow. This is the Red Carpet Premier shade range. They had like, I think 3 others of this in this line that are like different color ranges. This one just looked really pretty. It kind of reminds me of the Modern Renaissance palette color scheme. So let's just see how this goes. Before I go ahead and put on like actual eyeshadow colors, I'm gonna go into this shade up here and just set my eye primer with this brush just real quick to give it a nice clean base. I don't think these have shade names. They don't. This kind of smells like baby powder mixed with something else. It's really weird. So yeah, I'm going to go into this taupe shade right here and just take my brush that I always take and tap off the excess and go in, and let's see what we're working with here. So far, so good. I like that color. It seems to be going on pretty nicely. Not really patchy or anything like that. Let's go on the other eye. There is definitely fallout, so just be aware of that if you do apply your face makeup first. It doesn't really bother me and it's not too bad, but there is definitely fallout. So I'm gonna take this Real Techniques brush and just kind of blend it in to make it more seamless. All right, and I'm just gonna take this small brush and go into this shade right down here. Just wanna add a little bit of this just to kind of see what we're working with, because I'm trying to use more than just your typical neutral shade in here. So I'm gonna go in with this on the very outer corner and let's see how this goes. Looks pretty good. I did like tap off the excess because I didn't want it to be too strong. And go on the other side. And I kind of just took it to the middle, whereas the first shade I put on, that taupe shade, I brought in a little bit further. All right, so now I'm gonna go back into that same Real Techniques brush and just blend it all in. And this shade also has some fallout, just be aware of that. So I'm gonna go into this shade right here and just take that on the lid. Oh, that's pretty. It's very soft, I like that. This shimmer is reminding me of Lorac shimmers. I'm gonna go back into this Real Techniques and just kind of blend away the edges so it all blends together. This is the finished eye look. I really like it. It's very soft and very pretty. I like the way the shadows perform. I did swatch a couple. These look like they're gonna be a lot more of a pop than they are, but they are a little bit more demure. And I will say that this shade over here is a dud. Like, it really doesn't have much payoff at all, especially when you swatch it. It's up here. So just so you know, but I do like this palette. This palette was $6.99, so for that price, I do like it. And overall, the shadows do work pretty nicely. So this one was good. Now it's time for face makeup. So they didn't have any primer on the J.Cat website, so I did just go ahead and put on my e.l.f. putty primer that I like. And so I'm actually excited about the foundation because I really like J.Cat's powder foundation. And this is the same version in liquid form. It is the Skin Assurance Max Coverage Silky Foundation. I got it in the shade Ivory. Hopefully it'll work. I am a little bit tanner than I was when I bought this. It comes in a nice pump. I like these kind because you can kind of see how far the product goes up and you really know when you're truly out. So let's just go ahead and put this on my palette and we'll take the Tati Beauty Blendful and get to applying. It's maybe a little bit light. Maybe it'll oxidize. It's kind of a moussey consistency, but not totally like a liquid mousse. Yeah, it is definitely way lighter than my arm. Oh boy. So I'm taking my Tati Beauty Blendful and just gonna start putting this on my face. So that is very light. We're just gonna keep applying it and hope that this oxidizes. I do like the finish of it. It's not completely full coverage on that first coat. It's more of like a medium coverage, but let's just keep going and see what happens. So this is not getting any darker, so that's actually good for the most part. And this shade is not going to work for me. I looked in the mirror and it's just really not going to work. So what I did is I used the LA Girl foundation shade mixer. It's like a yellow one. And I've used this before, so I know it doesn't alter the formula, at least for me. So I did want to give this foundation a fair shot without it being the wrong color. And just so you know, I know that this foundation mixer works for me because I've used it in all of my favorite foundations that I use on a daily basis. And I know that it does not alter the formula, and I want to be able to give this foundation a fair shot, even though it's the wrong shade. I did put it on my palette, so this is going to be drastic. Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be better though. Okay, with that definitely looks like it adds some coverage when you go in with the second layer. I'm telling you, these full faces of trying new makeup or one brand makeup, they throw me for a whirlwind. I do like the finish of this. This is very pretty. It's very satin. All right, so this is the foundation. I haven't dragged it down my neck yet, but It's not the perfect shade match, but it is better than what it was before. I will say, I don't know if you can tell, you can kind of see it. It's collecting and like, I'm sorry, I have a sunburn on my scalp, by the way, again. But it's like not blending right there, and I don't know why. I had a little bit of a hard time blending it on my nose. It's kind of catching weird areas. So just so you know, I don't know if it's because it's a satin formula. It is a little bit on the matte side when you're blending it. Like once it warms up, it kind of has a little bit of a glow to it. So just so you guys know. Now, of course, I did get a concealer, and I got the Skinsurance, same line as the powder foundation and the foundation I tried out. And I got it in the shade Pearl, which means this is gonna be even lighter than the, oh my, that's very light, than the foundation. So this is a very large concealer bottle. So we're gonna see, I'm not gonna put too much on because it's so light. It has a big doe foot applicator. So I'm just gonna kind of put it in the areas I need. Oh my gosh, that is so white. Just kind of like 4 dots. And now I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. blending sponge and kind of see. It definitely brightens and it goes a pretty long way. So that is just with 4 dots. I think it actually has pretty good coverage compared to this eye and like what I look like without any makeup on. So I definitely think it helps. It's very brightening, but you don't need that much. So go in with a light hand for sure. So there's it under both eyes. It's definitely pretty full coverage. So now I'm gonna put on some under eye powder. And I got the Luxe Pro powder in the shade Porcelain. It's in a very interesting compact. I also got, for later, a luminizer in the same kind of packaging. So let's just see how this goes. I don't like this packaging very much because it looks like it's gonna be really messy. I poured a little bit in the lid, or a lot bit in the lid, and I'm gonna go into the same sponge and just put it on all the areas that I normally do, like my under eyes and my smile line. The concealer does crease just the slightest, in case you were wondering. One thing to note, this foundation, I don't know if you can tell, is like breaking apart on my nose. So I'm gonna talk to you more about the powder once I wipe it off, fluff it off with a brush. I don't like this packaging at all. It's really inconvenient, and I just don't think it would be fun to travel with. But I do like the powder so far. It's very finely milled. It's not chunky or anything like that. So the only thing against it is this packaging, which I was afraid of when I ordered it, but I have heard a lot of good things about this powder and the luminizer that I ordered, so you might just have to deal with it. As I let this set, I'm gonna go into eyebrows. I'm a little nervous about this because the only shade they had that was gonna be close to me was taupe, so we might have to go in with a really light hand. I really wish that eyebrow pencils would be just a little bit more inclusive. I don't like that they aren't. So it looks like it's not gonna be the perfect color, but it is a very tiny tip, which I like. So let's just see if we can make this work. This taupe is very red. Do you see that? Like it is pulling extremely, extremely red. I don't know how this would be taupe anyway, because taupe is supposed to be very neutral. But maybe you can kind of see what I'm talking about there. Aside from that, I like the formula of this. It's very similar to the CoverGirl one in like the size of the pencil and like the way it is applying. It's not too waxy and it's not too stiff. It's like right in between. I'm gonna have to find somebody to give all my eyebrow pencils away to that I get in these full faces because I never am really able to find blonde shades. I'm not gonna really mess with it because I feel like it's okay right now, like it'll do for the day, but definitely the color is just a little bit off. So not the worst thing in the world, but it does get annoying, being the fact that this always happens to me pretty much. It is time to fluff off my bake and see how this powder performs. It is very brightening, very smoothing. I like that. Based on how well this applies, I think that you will not need to leave it on that long. Like I think you can just leave it on for like a minute because I think it can get stuck in some areas from what I'm seeing. And I'm really having to work so it's not like whiter than it is in other areas. It kind of improved the nose issue. The nose is a problem in and of itself. See, there's like literally pieces missing. The powder caught really weird over here, if you can see that. This is really flattering. But it's really patchy right there. It's like it's stuck in certain areas more than it's stuck in others, which is weird. Hopefully I can fix that. My favorite powder, the L'Oreal Infallible one, which I love, does not do that. This powder is not my favorite. It definitely set, but it got stuck in some areas. So I think that you only need to let it sit there for like a little bit, not that long. But we are gonna go in with powder. The only bad thing about this powder is it broke on the way to me and I had to put it back together because I ordered this during COVID and it took me forever to get this package anyway. And I didn't wanna have to redo it. So we're gonna make the best of this and just kind of do the best that we can. Taking my J.Cat powder brush that I love. I'm actually glad that I darkened that foundation shade because if I hadn't, this powder would be like really weird looking over it. Wow, this is really smoothing. It makes me look like I don't really have any acne scars. That's nice. It does seem to be helping a little bit with the last powder I used. I'm just kind of going under and it seems to be improving it. Yeah, I really like the way that looks actually. All right, so I did get a contour and highlight palette. It's huge, I wasn't expecting this. It's called the Hide and Seek palette. So let's just crack this baby open. It's actually got pretty nice packaging because the packaging is a lot bigger than the actual thing itself. I like the fact that it comes with so many different shades. I kind of want to try mixing these two maybe and see, and we'll just see how that goes. So I'm gonna take my J.Cat contour brush. It's actually a highlighting brush, but I use it as a contour brush. And just mix these two shades and kind of tap off the excess and kind of let's just see where this takes us. That is extremely pigmented, so I'm gonna have to blend that. Do it on the other side. It's definitely warmer than I'm used to, but I don't mind it. Powders seem to be very soft, so that's good. So I'm gonna take my Eco Tools bronzer brush and just kind of like blend it. Hopefully. Why isn't this blending? This one's blending better. The one on the other side is not. All right, I'm gonna go back into my powder brush and try to kind of tone that down a little bit. That might help a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I think I just went in too strong on this side because this side blended a lot better than this side did. Just kind of even it out. So not my ideal contour shade, but I like it a lot. For what I'm working with, you can always use this shade too if you wanted to and kind of mix them all together. I like these kind of palettes because you can kind of customize your perfect shade, and now that I'm looking at it, it does look really nice. So I like this one. I might try this shade. It's a highlighting shade down here under my eyes along with that Pearl Luminizer, so we might be revisiting this palette. We're gonna try their bronzer, and I got a baked bronzer, and I don't think I've ever tried a bronzer like this before. It's like the domed one that's like, you know, it's raised in the middle, and it looks like it has a little bit of shimmer, and it doesn't look like a bronzer shade, so this is gonna be interesting. But I'm gonna go into my Eco Tools brush. Ooh, it kicks up a lot of powder, if you can see that. And just get off the excess, and let's see what we're working with here. Oh, actually, that's really nice. I might like that a lot. It's weird because it like goes on bronzy, but when you swatch it, it doesn't. That looks really gorgeous. I actually really like that. Not what I was expecting. And it's got like just a little bit of a luminescence, but not too much to where it looks like basically a highlighter. I'm gonna take just a little bit on my forehead and try to bronze that up a little bit. Also try to blend in my hairline issue. I like this actually, that shocks me, but I really do. I think that is really, really pretty. And it's just like, it's just so nice. I'm shocked, can you tell? I'm very shocked. I'm gonna go back into my eyeshadow palette and just put some on the lower lash line. And I'm gonna take this brush and go into this bottom shade that I used in the last step of my eyeshadow routine and just take it slightly under. I'm really taking to like the middle of my eye, not all the way in. And to get rid of the harsh edges from applying my face makeup, I'm going to go into this Real Techniques brush and just kind of blend this out to make it look less square and a little bit more seamless. So I'm gonna go back into the contour palette and take this e.l.f. powder brush and just tap it into this one right here and kind of put it under my eyes to add just a little bit of a glow. Not too much, but just enough. It's pretty. It's subtle, but I like it. I don't like to do a traditional highlight like on the cheeks and everything. I just kind of like to add it to the center of my face, make it look more natural looking. That's pretty. And I'm gonna go in with this Wayne Goss brush that I love and take a little bit on this and run it down my nose. Just a little bit, very light. Oh, that's pretty, and it's helping that little foundation issue I was having. Now that is definitely more luminous than it was under my eyes, so I'm gonna scale it back just a little bit and take my powder brush and just make it a little bit, there we go, a little bit more subtle. And just because we have another product, I'm gonna go in to this Luxe Pro Powder in Pearl Luminizer. This is the same version, just in a luminescent version. And we're just gonna take a little bit in the cap. That is very luminous, and I might have to scale that back a little bit because, yeah, that's very shiny. But I like that. I've heard a lot of good things about this Pearl Luminizer. So I'm gonna take this and just kind of scale it back a little bit. This is very luminous. It's a lot more luminous than the highlighter in the palette I used, but I really like it. It's very glowy and very pretty. I think it looks really great. So the last step is, of course, lips, and I have 3 different lip products here, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna use all of them, so we're just gonna see. I have this Auto Lip Liner. It's the Roll It Up one, and I have it in the shade 108. It's supposed to be water resistant. It's kind of like an almondy color, like, you know, like an almond rose color, so let's see. Hopefully it should match my eye look. Definitely a rose color. It's a lot deeper than I thought. If you wanted to, you could just wear this alone because it's a very pretty color. It goes really nicely with this eyeshadow look. So I like that a lot. It is actually hard to pick out colors online. I always think I'm getting neutrals, but then I don't. So then I got the Scene Stealer Ultra Creamy Lipstick. Not usually a creamy lipstick person, but let's just see here. Holy, that is very scented. Ooh, that's a pretty color. It's just a little bit like rosier than the lip liner. That is really pretty. I did pick up a lip gloss. No, this is a matte lip. Ooh, might take this off and then put the matte lip on. Yeah. But I love this lip combo, and it's a creamy lipstick, but it doesn't look like it's gonna move everywhere. But I do think I am gonna try this out too and wear that one for the day. Gosh, this lip liner is so pretty. I reapplied it to put the matte lip on, and look how white it makes your teeth look. This is a gorgeous color. Like, I really like that color. But let's try this Lipfinity matte lip. It's supposedly kiss proof. This is in the shade Champagne Buzz. Let's see here. Oh, I like that, pretty standard. And let's just see. This smells like dirt. Like garden dirt, like seriously. Gosh, I mean, exactly like it's bringing me back to like when my parents used to grow their own stuff. I like the lip combo, it's pretty. It tastes like dirt. I really hope that goes away because it's pretty, but it tastes like dirt, smells like dirt. Yeah. So now that I have everything on, I'm gonna take my hair down and I'm gonna show you the final look, and then we're gonna go through all the products once more, and then of course I'm gonna do a wear test and all of that good stuff. All right, so here's the final look. I actually really like the way it turned out. I like my makeup today. The foundation was a little rough, but gosh, this matte lip is pretty, and the taste and smell does go away for anybody who is wondering. Let's do a rundown of the products real quick. All right, ooh, the eyeliner I liked. It was hard to work with just a little bit, but it is very, very matte. And so if you can kind of tolerate the fact that it's just a little bit difficult to work with, then you will like this, I think. And the fact that it's not super black until you go in with like a second layer. It's still like just regular black, not like black is black, if you get my drift. So the mascara was a complete dud. Where did it go? Yeah, this was a complete dud. I didn't, like, it was so dry, it didn't even come off of my eyelashes. I don't know if it's a particular dud that I got, or if this is like a thing with this mascara. Maybe I'll order it again if I make myself and try it again and let you guys know. But yeah, just don't get that. The eyeshadow palette I really liked. I like the color scheme of this. It's very pretty. For the most part, there is one dud shade in there, but other than that, it creates a very pretty look. I love my eyeshadow look today. Yeah, it's really great. The foundation, aside from the shade issue that, you know, we all experienced together, the shade issue was not its fault, that was my fault. It's okay, it catches in really random areas. It kind of breaks apart if you don't set it quick enough, but at the same time it's kind of dry, so it's really weird. The concealer, however, was very nice. You don't have to go in with much at all. It covered really well. I don't look tired anymore. So I really like the concealer. Powder that I set with in porcelain, I liked. It catches in weird areas, so I would just be aware of that, and it's really, really messy. If I were you, I would just go with like the Maybelline Fit Me or the L'Oreal Infallible powder, because it's right around the same price, but the packaging is better. And yeah, I did like this one. It's very luminizing. I've got like a pretty strong highlight, which is not something I sport, but you know what? We're just gonna go glam or go home, I guess. So I do like this one. And onto the contour palette, I like this a lot. I like that you can customize it. I like that the shades in here cover a decent amount of like skin tones. Also use this to set your under eye if that's something you're interested in. I like this. It's definitely a little bit more toned down than the luminizer itself, but I like it a lot. That's kind of my speed. I'm more of like a toned down person, but it's fine. We're gonna go with this. I like that, actually. It kind of showed up on my cheeks. So I have nowhere to go today, but it's fine. The powder, like the face powder, I actually really, really like it. It smoothed my skin out really nicely and made it look like I don't really have any acne scars where I do. So I appreciate that. I was shocked to say that I really, really like this bronzer. I'm excited to use it again. I didn't think I would like it, and it didn't look like it was gonna bronze, but it did, and I love it. The eyebrow pencil, it's okay. I made it work, but it's definitely not the perfect shade for me. And I think they could definitely widen this shade range, not just for blondes, but other people in general. So just saying, that's a common thing. You all know this, I've kind of complained about it before. So the last things are the lip products. I love this lip liner. I love the color of it. I love the way it goes onto your lips. It's very smooth, very, very pretty. Definitely using this again, as long as it keeps everything in place. I like this. I would of course have to try it for a longer period of time, but I like the fact that it's creamy, but not like super overly creamy, because if you're gonna be really shiny, I'd rather you just be a lip gloss. This is pretty. This I love. So far, we're gonna see how it wears. I love the color, the smell, and the taste. I hate, but they go away, so if you can get past it for like a minute, it's good. And if you do kiss somebody, I don't think it'll come off. And I do think that it makes my teeth look pretty white. So yeah, I I am going to do check-ins like I mentioned, and so I will see you guys in the first check-in. Hello, welcome to check-in number 1. I'm actually at the car place right now. I was dropping Thomas off, and here's my, what's going on. There's a little bit of creasing right there, but not on the other side, which is interesting. I have had a lot of it come off. That my nose was running, so I'm gonna probably blame part of it on that. You can see there's a little bit of separation right there on my nose. It's kind of weird. Still right there, it's kind of weird. But other than that, it actually looks pretty good. Thomas said he liked my makeup today, which is shocking since it's not bland and neutral. I mean, so far so good, except for those minor things. I like the way the highlight looks. I'm looking at my car mirror. And I like the way everything else looks. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next check-in. Hello, welcome back to my car. Apparently today's check-ins are sponsored by VW. I'm just kidding. But this is check-in number 2. I don't know why in the first check-in I didn't put it on my thing that I have up here because I was holding it and my arm was getting tired, but I guess I'm just a ding-dong. But yeah, for check-in number 2, I decided to put it up on my windshield thing. It looks pretty good, not much different from check-in number 1. I finished my makeup at 12:30. Check-in number 1 was at 2:30, and then it's now 4:43. So I'm doing it kind of every 2 hours, and not much has changed since the last check-in. It looks pretty good. My highlight is very blinding today as compared to what it usually is, but I feel pretty good about it so far. It looks pretty good. I kind of like that my lips go with the lips on my shirt. But yeah, I mean, so far still really good. I like the finished product. There's definitely still some cracking over there and some missing parts on my nose. And the missing parts on my nose aren't even that prominent. Other than that, it looks really good. The lipstick lasted through my lunch about 4 hours ago. I ate lunch right after I finished filming, and it looks really good still. And I ate something that could potentially wear it off. I ate a salad, so that can, with the oily and stuff. It was a Caesar salad. But yeah, it looks really good. So yeah, so far so good. I'll see you guys in the next check-in. So here's the final check-in. Everything is actually looking pretty good. Nothing really changed from the first check-in, which I'm impressed with. So I like the way the foundation wears. The way it applies, there's a little bit of a tug to it if you have a combination to dry skin like I'm kind of battling right now. I really like it. The eyebrow pencil wasn't the perfect color, but it wasn't the worst. The lipstick stayed pretty well, a little bit of patchiness and crumbly because it's like a drier formula. So, but other than that, everything looks really great. So yeah, I really liked the way this wore, and I'm actually pretty impressed given the fact that I wasn't exactly sure how this was going to go for me. But yeah, don't forget to hit that like button if you liked this video, comment below, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow me on all my social media platforms, and contact me at imakeuplikethis96@gmail.com if you would like. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!